my beautiful jewels and gems. I have so much to say because it's been like forever since I've been here with you guys, and I miss you so much, and I have so much I want to share, but I don't want to just ramble. So especially if you turn this video on because you saw the amazing announcement that I put below, and yes, I am pregnant again. Yes, very fertile, I know. I got pregnant 2 months after we lost our last baby. And a lot of you shared with me your stories, and I cannot tell you how much that means to me. Like really, 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 it was so hard for me to share that, and I wondered if I would be able to, or I knew I would do videos, you know, when I got pregnant again, but I wasn't sure like how long it would take me to do it, or if I would be comfortable doing it, or I didn't know how we would be, like how me and David would react and all that. So I do want to share all of those stories, and I am going to try to do these on Fridays. If you do watch me and you've joined this beautiful Chauntel family here on YouTube for my advice videos or my fashion videos or whatever videos you love that you watch from me, I'm still going to be doing those, so don't think that it's only going to be about the pregnancy. But I do want to do these because I love doing them, and you guys seem like you really gained something from it, and I'm just really excited to do it. First of all, I want to say that we are so excited. I mean, I feel like I'm probably all over the place right now, but you have to really understand the amount of fatigue that comes along with this, and the amount of excitement and the amount of hormones and emotions and everything. It's just like, it happens, and I'm just bursting full of it. And I'm also really happy to finally be doing this video because I've been wanting to. I've just been so exhausted. Like, I can't even explain to you how incredibly tired I've been, and I am so grateful for, you know, my normal health and strength that God has provided me with, you know. Anyway, that's a tangent. I could go on about that, but I am so excited that we were able to, you know, have a new baby growing so soon. At first I was really afraid because of what happened before, and but I was before I got pregnant. And it is a little bit scary, you know, because you don't know how these things are going to turn out. It doesn't matter how many months you are. It doesn't matter if the baby, you know, up to labor, you know. I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong. So it's really a blessing to even be in this space. And I'm just so grateful to God for what He's done in our lives. And if you ever experience a miscarriage, or if you even know someone who has, you know that, you know, that kind of hole that's there, or that kind of love that's there for that child that was lost, is not just erased because you have a new child. And I said this before when I had just lost that child and I didn't have this one. But I believe it even more now because I actually am living it, and I love this baby that's inside of my stomach. Like, I love this baby so much. As much nausea and fatigue as this baby has given me, like, I can tell you how much, you know, just love this baby. The love that I have for the other is still there, and I'll always love, you know, we call him Rice Pack. Really, but I know that, you know, he's in heaven with God, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the fact that he's okay. And so anyway, I don't want to dwell on the bad. I want to focus on the good. But I definitely have to comment on that. I mean, I got pregnant 2 months after I had a miscarriage, and this happened so much, you know, so much. And the more I share with people, like even the people that I come into contact with at work or just wherever at events, they also tell me like that they've gone through it, and they know someone that goes through it, and it somehow creates a bond and an understanding. Sometimes it's women and sometimes it's men, and you know, we all deal with pain. And so anyway, I'm really grateful for God for how He's been with me throughout this process. And we didn't, if you were wondering, I think in our hearts, me and David really, you know, wanted a baby. And at first I think it was impossible to imagine, you know, having another one again, like just the pain that's associated with that after you lose the first one. But and I would say it, and I think he would say it in his own way, you know, about how we really were excited for a new one, another opportunity to have a baby. And I'm sorry if you hear like traffic going by right now. I have the door open because it's hot. And being pregnant and hot and nauseous is not a good combination. Oh, not to mention out of breath and thirsty, because that's just always. But I'll get to my symptoms later. But anyway, like, we are really happy, and we didn't let it quite happen until we were, you know, at least healed to the extent that you become healed after you suffer a loss in your life. You know, we wanted to make sure that we were both okay. And I was a little afraid just of the whole physical part, because it was very traumatic for me physically. And I know I made like this really long video about the physical part, but I really did that for people that experience it and are curious about, you know, what other people go through, because I was looking for that. So I did make that video, and so if you were interested in that story, you should definitely watch that video. I'll link it down below. Anyway, totally went on and on. I want to today talk about my symptoms and just what's been going on to this point. And if it doesn't get too lengthy, I will also talk about, you know, the story part of it. But I don't want to make it too long, and like I said, I'm going to try to get these up every Friday. So, and another thing, if I'm like looking off into spaces, because I'm thinking, and that's just kind of how I think. And so anyway, I have this book here that I really like. My mom bought it for me. It says Let Your Dreams Take Flight, and it has butterflies, and I love it. And I use this for my dreams, and I've always been a dreamer. And so I guess when she saw this, she thought of me, and I love that. That really made me feel good. Like, wow, you know, like that she recognized that to be such an essential and important part of me is that. But anyway, I use this now for my YouTube planning, and I have so many plans and ideas, and I know I've been telling you guys that for a while, but I really do. And I hope to one day be making videos like 5 days a week, and hopefully, you know, that day will come. But in the meantime, we'll do, you know, what we can, and hopefully that's at least 1 a week. So, pregnancy symptoms. At 1 to 4 weeks, I kind of broke this down so that you guys would know, like, if you're pregnant and you were curious, like, what was going on when you could relate. 1 to 4 weeks, I had slight nausea, very slight, thirstiness, I was emotional, and I was moody. We were suspicious of me being pregnant probably that first week or two, actually, which was cray. Okay, like, for you to know that is crazy. But I was really moody, and like moody to the point where I was like, I want to wear black today, because I mean, if you watch my videos, you'll see, like, I do wear black occasionally. I mean, black is cool, it looks good, okay, but I usually like to be very colorful. Like, when I show you my little very small bump at the end of this video, you will see that I love color. Like, you can see kind of the top of my dress now, but I really love color. So anyway, I was just like not in a good mood, and so my hair is like really poofy, so I'm trying to keep it down. So I put on this black dress, and I mean black. It's a dress that I've had, and I love it. It's very slimming. But David was like, go take that off, because he knew that I just probably was just kind of in an emo mood, and I was like, oh, really? So then I ended up wearing color, and he's like happier, and I thought that was hilarious. But I was just kind of emotional, I was moody. I started to feel a little nauseous, and I was like, this is weird. And so I did take a test kind of on my own, and you know, because of everything that's happened, I really didn't want to bring more attention to it than necessary. So I definitely went and I took a test, a little dollar test, actually no, yeah, dollar test I did first. And then that day that I ended up wearing my black dress, David's like, go take a test because I think you're pregnant. And I was like, look, just because, you know, I'm not close I'm like, just because, you know, you want me to be pregnant because I'm emotional. And so I was almost insulted because I was emotional and my hormones or whatever. So I took a test and it said negative. And I took the one before obviously also said negative. And so then I was like, maybe I'm out of touch because with this whole pregnant thing, like after everything that's happened, like maybe I'm just out of touch with it because last time I knew like right then. But really we knew like within at least 2 or 3 weeks. I would say 1 to 2 weeks. We were probably like on the prowl, like we knew, but the test came back negative. It was too soon, which I think is terrible because if you take a test and then let's just say for example you didn't want to be pregnant and then you take a test and it says that you're not and then you really end up finding out later that you are, it's horrible. But anyway, I did take a test 4 weeks, and at 4 weeks I knew that I was pregnant because by this time, I knew, I just knew, like in my heart, I just knew, like it was crazy. So I took the test and it was a little cheapo test that I took, but you can see the 2 lines and that means pregnant. And the interesting thing about this test is that there is a control line. If you look very closely, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. But there's a control line and then there is a test line. And the control line is for everybody pretty much just say that this test is working. Okay, so it's always going to come up the control line. The test line is the one that tells you whether or not you're pregnant. And what was crazy to me is that my test line showed up before my control line and it was within 30 seconds. And so I was like, wow. So then I actually waited for David this time and he was here and I just went in the restroom and I did the whole thing and then I just yelled out to him, I'm pregnant. Yeah. Actually I said I'm preggo because I thought that was funny. But yeah, definitely pregnant. And I think he was so excited that he didn't want to like show his excitement, so he like tried to contain it, which was hilarious. And I was too, but I was so tired at the same time that I was just like, yeah. And this time I was totally fine with this little cheapo because I believed it. I already knew it. I was like, I don't know what this is about. So I didn't need to go buy like the more expensive test. I knew. And then later that week I had a doctor's appointment. I went to see the doctor and you know had a blood test and all that. So I've already gone to see the doctor and everything, so that's good. I made sure to do that a little sooner this time. It was funny though because that whole night, even though he tried to pretend like he wasn't like over the moon, which I knew he was, he kept me up. Like he kept waking me up because he was excited, so he kept like nudging me and doing like little cutesy things, and I thought that was really cute. I want to give you guys my symptoms that I wrote in my book. So I told you about my 1 to 4 weeks, and then at 4 weeks when I took the test, and then at 5 to 6 weeks I was already starting to feel extreme nausea. I mean extreme, like horrible. And I still have it like right now, like as I speak. Shortness of breath, yeah, definitely have that. Go to the restroom like every 5 minutes, especially if I'm standing. If I stand up, it's like, okay, yeah, you're going to the restroom. Otherwise, you gotta keep it all down, that gravity. Headaches, oh, those have been horrible. Like, that's part of the reason why I haven't been feeling very well. I try to stay in the bed as much as I can without feeling like a bum. Dizziness, very dizzy, and the headaches together. They said it's because of your blood volume increasing. And I also have pain in my hip sometimes. I haven't had it like today, so that's nice. But because I guess my hips are spreading, which is horrible just to think about that. Oh my gosh. And I vomited for the first time this week. I hadn't this whole time, just been nauseous. So that was horrible. Because it was like 3 o'clock in the mornings. Because my nausea pretty much lasts all day. And yeah, it's like terrible. And I am now 10 weeks pregnant at this point. So I still have a few more weeks of this nausea. Hopefully it goes away in the first trimester, like they say, and hopefully everything, you know, goes well with this pregnancy. You never know, you know, what's gonna happen, but I believe that, you know, God is able and willing, you know. So I will give you more information on just like how I've been feeling and everything that goes on with me and all of that, more details as time goes on. I just don't want to make a really long video. So it's really exciting. I was able to call all my friends except for one, or close friends I should say. I'm just kidding. If I haven't called, it doesn't mean that I don't love you. And I have been able to tell my family, which is amazing. And now we can just tell the world. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that if you're pregnant, that your pregnancy is going well. And at this point, the baby is the size of a kumquat. I read, I don't even know, I've never had a kumquat, but it also read that's the size of a prune, which I definitely have eaten those before and I love those. Prune. And it has feet and hands, and even though it's so small, and it's definitely made my belly bigger, which is cray. In fact, I gotta go buy some more clothes because even this dress, like I'm gonna show you guys right now, sounds crazy. Okay, you can't see anything with this dress because of the way it flares out, but if I do that, you can see very slightly that I've got a little bit of a bump there. That's awkward. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you had fun. I can't stand like this for too much longer because my balance is off. But I am really excited about this and I'm excited to share it, and I'm going to try to get new videos up every Friday. And thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Chauntel and Instagram as well. That's in case it's